Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dragon Age Veilguard, where we're doing it. We're getting there. Everybody, I'm like weirdly obsessed with getting everybody to the third level, like the merchant tier stuff. You know, like you guys know. But we're really close, especially on the crows, but even on the shadow dragons. I think we can. I was like, I don't know if we're able to get everybody up to level 3. We will definitely be able to get most everybody up to level 3, and I'm saving up my valuables maybe for the shadow dragons. But if nothing else, I'm going to dump them into Lords of Fortune here soon-ish once I do a bit more for them and see how close I can get, because I want to have the Zevran armor at least for a little bit while I'm running around. So I just want to have the appearance, right? But first things first, we have to finish chatting to our friends. Also, Lucanis. I got Lucanis of Veilguard, and I haven't looked at his house yet. Did the pantry change? Oh, Lucanis. He's just the only one that doesn't really do anything. It just goes to show how shut under the rug he is. Yep.
We may have freed the Dalish, but Elgernon will only let so much slip through his grasp. And that dragon, mierda. I've had enough of dragons.
You haven't even been the one to fight them, I think. I fought like 7 in the last 2 days. But nope, for Lucanis is the only one who doesn't get like a pad upgrade, you know? Because his is just the pantry. What are we going to put? More sausages in there?
Rook, Evka and Antoine sent word. A warden's arrived at Lavendale with news. He might have a lead on Isaiah.
Then we've got to get to Lavendale.
Agreed. Thanks.
I was like, are we going on another picnic? No, that makes sense. The Profane and the Lost. Lucanis already gave us his about, what's his name? Viago. Apparently you come from Viago's house if you are a crow in this game.
Rook, I compiled the last reports from an informant. You remember our talk with Rana? She had a lead on Alia's location. A place called Sanctum Lucanis.
A lost Tevinter temple, right? Does this mean you found
Elgernon Temple.
I'm pretty damn sure.
Also, we totally would have had the resources for that here, because I think it was an elven temple that had been turned into a Tevinter temple.
Alia's hideout. Not sure if I should be excited or worried. Either way, I'm there.
Worried. And I figured.
So where is this place?
The Miratha's Catacombs.
I knew it.
An underground temple to the god of night.
Mm-hmm.
It was sealed off and forgotten under a derelict building outside the Thread Market. I've had an eye on the catacombs. Alia's haunted them before, but they span the city, endless twists, hidden passages. It's too much to sweep alone. Thanks to Rana's information, I was able to drop the right hints, ask the right questions. Now we've got a sanctum.
Are you ready?
Not much of a choice. Docktown's on edge. People are missing. The Threads are putting up a fight against Alia's followers, but they can't last forever. Alia's a powerful blood mage now. If I let her finish the ritual, no more chances.
So what's our next
Wisps.
Meet at the Swan. Put the last pieces in place after that. We'll see.
Crazy. I have to meet the Inquisitor at the Swan, I think. I actually haven't looked. The wisps are kind of freaky up close. Like, their segments are a little bit too jointed for them to be super cute, but they are still cute. Did I give her that? Is that a magic rock I gave her?
Oh, that's not good. Not even a little bit.
Oh,
Rook,
what timing?
we have to go. We might already be too
What?
late.
Slow down. What's happening?
The artifact. Remember how I told you that I'd know if they started
I
another
hate
ritual?
that face.
They did, and it's big. Really, really big. Arlethan big, maybe.
You're sure?
Completely. Nothing else explains that resonance.
Well, okay. So freaking. How come Algernon isn't doing anything about him? Like, you'd think Algernon would do something about Aeneas. Or whatever, Anaris.
We really like going towards the bad thing instead of away from it.
It's not time for jokes,
I
Rogue.
figured.
Sorry, I didn't mean to... I'm sorry, but it's bad.
So let's go stop them then.
Right. Let's hope they aren't very far along.
I actually did.
And if they've had the chance?
These rituals need an anchor with a physical body, so not a spirit or whatever Anaris is, which means Cyrian. And there's only one way to free an anchor.
Then let's not waste any time.
To kill them? I did do I picked the joke option and I was like, ooh, this is not the time. So it's okay. I had to bite me in the butt at some point. I'm surprised she didn't disapprove. I very rarely get disapproval, which feels kind of cheap, honestly. Also, hers feels the most pressing, and I'm like, dang it, you know. All right, I'm gonna be a little selfish, and I'm gonna go see the Inquisitor first, but then we'll go help Bellara. Yeah. So I'm a sap, and I was not gonna include this, but I came up to the Fenheral den, the Wolf's Den, for a bit. Kind of to see if there'd be any new messages, just in case, you know? But it's, again, sad that he had, like, 2 statues of Bithal appear. Just, I don't know, to remind him why he was doing what he was doing, I think. And to remind others, you know, like, the duality of the 2 of them, like, how much he cared for her. But I was standing out here in the balcony, and again, as all balconies do, they remind me of the Inquisitor's balcony. And so it was just, I don't know, so it reminds me of the Inquisitor's balcony, right? And I had to think, you know, oh, I feel like he must have said something about a balcony, or maybe I'm just imagining it, that he said something about having a similar balcony at one point to the Inquisitor. I think that's my own headcanon. That if he stood out here now, he would have, you know, oh, like remembering the Inquisitor, you know, the times that they stood on the balcony and talked, and the time they stood on the balcony and kissed. But to be fair, he hasn't been here since he met... What? I don't actually know if he's been here since the Inquisitor, because it's been 10 years. So he's probably been back. Yeah, I think we had some notes from him. Yeah, that he has been back. So he would stand there and not only think of Mythal behind him, but look forward and think of the Inquisitor. Anyway, don't mind me, just crafting my own heartbreak. Just for me. When do I get Veilguard armor? Probably once I make everybody else a Veilguard. I'll be the last one to wear cool armor. I wonder if they would theme it based on your faction too. To get a Mournwatch one that was like crafted especially for me. Oh my gosh. Oh boy, just thinking about it makes me excited. Oh, it's probably not gonna happen, but you know, a girl can dream.
You look distracted. Something on your mind?
You ever get a bad feeling you can't shake, but you don't know if it's for you or someone else?
With my job, it's usually both.
Yeah.
They both of them would, yeah. A bad feeling for her and for whatever she's doing. Same with him. Look at this armor in the daytime though, in like the real world. It's so cool. Well, hopefully they didn't fire the people who did the armor in this game, because they deserve every accolade. And I think BioWare deserves, like, truly deserves, like, huge accolades for, like, having to work with the Frostbite engine, which is not designed for RPGs. It's designed for, like, shooting McBlastins. You know what I mean? Like, first-person shooter, no story, nothing, you know? Super basic point and click, you know? And they had to make it work for these. And they've done splendidly. Inquisition had issues. They had to teach the engine how to path over terrain, because you didn't have to do that in like Forza or Madden or Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like, they had to teach NPCs like from the ground up how to path on like terrain, like variable terrain. And that was just Inquisition. I mean, you've been refining it ever since, you know, but alas. Their effort will not go unnoticed, though. Oh! They have people on actual gibbets now. Like, why would you want to live in a place where, like, body parts are, like, falling down on your head? You know? Anyway, this one? Meet with the Inquisitor. Oh my gosh, do I look okay? Oh, I was actually gonna... I did change my... Not that this is gonna matter in this meeting, but... Yeah! Oh my gosh! To learn more about Solas' religion, I shouldn't have read it, but I figured it had something to do with Solas, and I can tell her that that he regrets, but it was like a bittersweet regret, you know? That you can still save him. You could save him! Irikah, you could save him. And both of you die tragically or something.
These meetings can't be good for business.
I was just thinking, I'm like,
I'm here,
cleared them all
Inquisitor.
out? There she is. My girl.
It isn't just Inquisitor, is it? You were someone before that.
Clan Llewellyn. We try to be no one you've heard of. Morrigan is holding a perimeter. We're alone. Tell me what Solas did at Elganon's ritual.
Sounds like you already know.
I need to hear it from you.
I know he did it for a variety of reasons, but it doesn't change the fact that he truly was concerned about the Dalish. At least I think so. I don't think he's lying. Solas doesn't lie. Solas fudges the truth, but like, he very rarely lies.
Elganon raised his archdemon. Solas got us out of there. We saved a lot of people.
You sound grateful.
Why not? He really did help.
It seems so. He's always thinking about where it ends. How many of his names do you know? God of Lies, Dreadwolf, Fen'Harel. They're titles he earned from enemies, followers, and fractured history. He and I shared another name. Vanan.
Your heart. He meant that much?
Yes, he did. You've spoken to him in your dreams. You felt the power of that mind. His love could burn against me like a bonfire. He seemed so kind, and wise, and sad, and looked at me as if I somehow mattered more than anything around us. For a time, I thought I would have followed anywhere he asked me to.
Oh my goodness. Patrick Weeks, thank you so much. I haven't followed on anything anybody's been doing in the last like several years, but like I just thank you, because I know that you had Solas Mancers in mind when you I'm assuming that Patrick Weeks wrote this interaction, because I know I said if the Inquisitor was going to show up in this game, that I wanted to be able to choose her dialogue options, because Hawk was kind of handled weirdly in Inquisition, and it felt people were like, it was very dissonant. They're like, that's not my Hawk, that's not what my Hawk would say. This is straight up what I would have had Irikah say. Like, I cannot believe it, but somehow whoever wrote this, and I'm assuming it's Patrick Weeks, just like burrowed into my soul, like saw the soul of every Solas Mancer and like compiled us all together and like put it into our Inquisitor. Like, thank you so much. That was so beautiful. That was exactly right. He was so kind and wise and sad. Again, I have a type. You went the Thane's the same way. Kind, wise, and sad. You know what I mean? It's just, I can't help it. And it's like catnip. He did not ask her at what you could have it so that your Inquisitor did ask to join him. And I think I technically did that because in my head I was like, I could join him and then like try to persuade him otherwise, at least if I could be with him, you know. But he's like, no, you can't come with me. Or so, I can't remember exactly what it was because I didn't really like it anyway. But yeah. And for a time though, I would have followed him anywhere he asked me to. And maybe she did in that moment. She's like, I'll go with you. She's like, at least let me be with you, you know? And when he said no, it was like, oh, all she has left then is being the Inquisitor, right? Going back to that. I don't know. Well, I'll workshop it, but like, oh my gosh. But the love burning against you like a bonfire thing, too? Like, imagine having the love of a god. Like, even if you don't know what he is, you would feel like the intensity of that, right? Go with the music and everything. Let's see.
Did he try to get you to come with him on his quest to tear down the veil?
No. In fact, he forbade me to join him. He said he didn't want me to see what he would become.
That's right.
But that wasn't quite the truth. He's a terrible liar.
He's the god of lies, Inquisitor.
Tricks and treachery, yes. Lies of the heart? No. He forbade me to join him because I might have changed his mind.
Yep.
And then he left enough clues for us to follow anyway.
Hold on. You think he wanted you to stop
He straight up said it.
His name is Solas. It means pride. Perhaps he couldn't change his mind himself and hoped that someone else could help him. Or maybe I'm the prideful one, imagining his broken heart so that I never have to face my folly. That I loved someone who made such grave mistakes that I might love him still.
You almost sound like you're ready to join him in that prison in the Fade.
Girl?
To give up the world for him? No. We've got to save it first. But after? If there were a way? If he felt the same? If I could leave the world behind and just have him? I don't know.
It's hard to imagine it after. If there were a way, if he felt the same, if I could leave the world behind. She's tired. You know what I mean? Like, she's had to be so much for so long. Both of them have. If they could just, like, fade away into the Fade, maybe? I could do that. It's not the tragic ending I wrote in my head, but maybe there's a chance. Oh gosh, I get to make this. I get to not that. The Inquisitor will not be willing to grant, but so you can kind of like, what is the word I'm thinking of? Like tip the scales one way or the other. Oh. You were good for him. I don't want to say that necessarily, because it's not about him. Right now it's about her, you know? And after everything she's gone through, she deserves happiness.
He really made you happy?
Yes. He really did.
He did.
Well, you deserve to be happy. As long as he's not, you know, trying to tear down the veil again.
That would put a dampener on things. Yes.
As it has.
This is all hypothetical anyway. He's trapped in the Fade with no way out.
He's surprised us before.
Yes.
But enough about me. Tell me about you and Dad.
What? Who? How?
Yeah!
Morrigan has eyes everywhere.
Morrigan.
Oh, of course she
What
does.
gossip. Oh my gosh, I'm just like saying, we're just talking about like relationship stuff. Me and the Inquisitor. What a funny thing. The Inquisitor like left the South just to hear about what happened with Solas. And it's also like, let's hear about the deets on you, girlie. You know? She needed a break. That was always something I thought she needed was a break. Even in Inquisition, right? It's like go, go, go all the time. Sometimes you just need to sit down and be just two girls talk about your crushes, regardless of what they are. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, it's all coming together. This is so exciting. I now the game's starting to make me hope though for like a good ending, and like I don't know if I should put my eggs in that basket. I'll put like 3 out of a dozen in there. Yeah, wow, okay. That was freaky. But yeah. The way she said it was so perfect. I can't even soliloquize on it. And I can soliloquize on a lot of things. So we're back to the lighthouse, see if anybody has anything to say, and then we'll go with Bellara, because that is quite pressing, and apparently, once again, the Forest of Alathan's at risk. The coming storm. Are you talking like across the sea stuff, the Inquisitor? Rook, thank you for being with me again. There are precious few in this world who understand the particular burdens people like us carry, and while I don't imagine either of us begrudge our responsibilities, sometimes just knowing that someone else understands can lift that weight. That was kind of how it was for Hawk and the Inquisitor, because you have a moment where you're like, how do you do it? The Inquisitor can be like, how do you lead people? Like, and he's like, well, I had it for my game. Oh no, my first game was Male Hawk because it was just generic. And either they are like, they're like, well, if you ever figure it out, let me know. Like. So, but it was nice. They say they talk. Hawk and the Inquisitor talk a little bit about how it's just nice to talk to somebody who gets it, because there aren't that many people. And like I said before, Solas talking with the Inquisitor, he would understand more intimately the burdens that she faces than others would. Even if she doesn't like consciously know, but you could kind of feel that like he gets it, and his advice would be well spent. You know what I mean? Anyway. Much as you hold your own people together through what must often seem like sheer force of will, I too must keep the fragile alliance of the South alive. Even though I was only gone for a brief sojourn to speak to you, I returned to no small amount of chaos that I needed to spend time repairing. In my last letter, I said it felt like the calm before the storm, and it still does. The blight continues to creep forward, slowly but inexorably, but we've seen very little of the Darkspawn, even as the corruption claims more and more of our lands. We've had more success to the west, where we won several battles against the Venatori, and to the north, little trace remains of the Antom dreadnoughts at the mouth of the Waking Sea. Well, the Venatori are falling apart, I think, and then the Antom are pulling out. Still, the storm is building. We can all feel it. There's a tension in the air, and before we know it, the winds will howl and the thunder roll. Until then, we wait. We ready ourselves, and when the time comes, we will stand firm against the gathering darkness. Yours, the Inquisitor. Girl, I'm right there with you. What? Oh, Codex? For me? Don't mind all these Solas ones up here making me cry. Inquisitor. Notes from the Inquisition. I saw Venon and I got really sad. Venon, I do not know if you will see these words. My ritual is ready and will soon be set in motion. Perhaps when you read this, the world will be as it once was, and you will see why all I did was necessary. I cannot ask your forgiveness, but I hope you come to understand. That night in Crestwood, I told you guys about this. When I shared the truth about your Valasline, you do not know how close I came to breaking. I could have shared the truth, or even put my plans aside, and simply stayed with you as Solas, as I wanted. I regret the pain I caused you. What I feel for you will never change. The note is unsigned, and the handwriting is Solas's. I knew it. I knew he wanted to stay as Solas. Like, there was a part of him that, I don't know, I was talking with a friend of mine, I think, and we were, like, unsure. We were divided on this, whether or not, I guess, he was his truer self when he was with us as Solas, or if he's his truer self now as the Dreadwolf. And I was more in the camp that he's more of his true self. He was more of it, even as he lied about essentially who he was. He was more himself with us, with the Inquisitor, with the Inquisition, than he was as the Dreadwolf. That was a persona that he had, and he was still trying to figure himself out, but he spent so many years, and I think he was, despite the lies probably, like, crushing him during the Inquisition, like, gradually crushing him over time as he came to care more and more for everybody, it was still probably freeing and also even more painful, knowing that, like, he was hiding, like, a crucial part of himself, but freeing to be more of himself than he ever had been before. At least for a long time, right? oh, I think he says in Trespass or some point, he says, I nearly stopped. I nearly, whatever I'm doing or whatever, you know, it's like I nearly ended it all just for you, you know. And you can tell when you play it again, you know, when you're like looking at it again after you've played, you're like, you can see that he's this close. He shares more with you than he ever had before about like the truth of what he's doing, about who he, not necessarily about who he is, but like about the truth about the world, you know. He comes so close, but he really just couldn't do it. He felt like he couldn't do it. Oh my gosh. What I feel for you will never just. I almost wonder if this note would have come, or if it'd be a different note if you were like, oh, she doesn't want to go back to him. Or maybe he'd still be like, listen, my feelings for you will never change. And she's like, I can't do this anymore. Which is totally fair. The love of a god, and one that is potentially a world destroyer in some ways, would be a little much. Sad girl hours. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, no, Harding has a quest, I think, for me, but it's time to go. This is good. I was worried Harding wouldn't have anything left after we made her Veilguard. Oh, but maybe she has something to say because I talked to the Inquisitor. Hang on, there is potentially some gossip over here. I need to peek in. Okay.
Hey, Emmerich. This place go on forever?
The Fade possesses no boundaries known to mortal kind.
Huh. Nice.
Okay. Hang on, I'm gonna fling the door open, and if I catch them in an illicit act, nobody look. Cover the children's eyes.
I made a fresh pot and... that's Rook's walk.
Idiot.
Yeah, just me. You brought Neve coffee?
I brought an excuse. Spite thought I should talk to her. Well, not just Spite, but I'm only good with knives.
You made pie.
Gooseberry. You made it twice.
It was nothing.
It was nothing. Oh, okay. I kind of want to just see what they'll do on their own. Or would she? Oh, would she? I think she would. I think she would be like, no, it was for you, Neve.
Nothing. He blushed when I asked about the pie. It was cute.
It was cute.
I was not. You're not making me look.
I am.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, you have the coffee, and you probably have a case or something, so...
I don't need pie, but you remembered my favorite. You find me at midnight just to talk. Maybe I like that. Maybe I like...
Really?
Right, I think you got this.
You know I won't make your life easy. I don't make anything easy.
But you do make it better.
Well, don't use your charm all at once.
I have more than that. I hope.
Oh, this is the Lovebirds episode. Oh my goodness, like truly. Oh, that's so cute. They're so cute. I know right now though, Neve is, I think, kind of going down a darker path a little bit, which maybe makes her better with him. Because while she kind of fights for the law, I think she's not above going around the law to like actually help people, like spirit of the law, not letter of the law. You know what I mean? So yeah, you'd think her and like an assassin wouldn't get along necessarily, but they're actually much more similar than you think. I think that happens in like good crime stories too, or like crime dramas, you know, where like the cops and the detectives or whatever are sometimes more similar to criminals than they'd like to think. Just in that, like, you have to get in their head, or you think like they think, or like sometimes you sympathize with them or whatever. You know what I mean? There's like a whole range of things it could be. But oh my god, this is so cute. I love it so much. I just can't handle it. gosh. And she got flustered a little. I thought she'd have it well in hand. And he does. He underestimates himself. He's like, I don't know. But he has some natural charm. He just needs to let out every now and then. That's so cute. Oh my goodness.
I hear you're the one who got that fancy Illuvian up and running.
I did. Well, most of the way. Everyone helped out.
No.
So tell me, how safe is it? Any reason to be worried?
Oh, you shouldn't worry at all.
So it's safe then?
No, just worrying won't help. Whatever happens would be instantaneous.
That's reassuring.
It's a little late in the game to be asking about that, bucko.
First talon of the crows. I knew Katarina wanted it one day. I thought it would be on her deathbed if I lived to see it.
I think she'll enjoy retirement. And for now, you have a contract to finish, so she still gets to tie up loose ends and run the place, right? Which I think suits her. Asan, everyone's being cute. Oh my gosh, look at him. Everyone's being cute. Everyone's so cute. I love it so much. I love it so much. Let's see. Should we run in and be like, oh no, Hardy. Okay, I was like trying to see. I was like, I feel like there was somebody else that had something for me. I don't use, they have the glowing lights, which is a good idea. I never look at them. I always check the map.
I'm meeting Stalgard at Isana Nagat on the mountain. Come with me?
Is there unfinished business?
No, nothing of the sort, but I could use company if you're up for the trip.
I thought she was going to be flirting with him, maybe. But I think she really likes legs. Just maybe a send-off. I think that's nice, because it was a little, I don't know, her story felt a little abrupt. That's where it was ending. But I think she made the big choice, and now she's Veilguard, and now it's like, okay, a little send-off, potentially. Because we're probably going to go stand on top of the Titan itself, essentially. Is how I am picturing that. Then we'll see Varric. So by the time this goes up, it's going to be eons in the future. But I have to go to work tomorrow, and every time I remember it, I'm like, because I still haven't finished the game, and I'm never going to finish this game. And I'm just worried every day that I'm going to get spoiled.
You know, the one thing this place could use is a bakery. If the lighthouse is feeling ambitious.
Caretaker? Truly, throw one in. Why does he want a bakery? I mean, who doesn't want a bakery, but, you know. For the love of Therese. No. World. The problem is now, I can't, I didn't even think about this really, but I can't go do this without furthering the story. Despite me desperately wanting to know what Viago wants. Also, this still says it's not accessible. When in the world is it going to be accessible? Maybe it's a Lair of the Dragon King thing? But no, I said we were going to go help Bellara. Because hers truly seemed the most pressing. She's like, we have to go right now. And I was like, oh my gosh, but I also have to go, gossip with the Inquisitor. Because I love her, my child. Whose face I did not do justice, but I tried really, really hard. Let's get some banters with these two. And then we'll grab Bellara. And probably Davern.
Neve, do you have a favorite food?
Whatever you're cooking.
There must be something.
I might have a weakness for seafood and candlelight.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh my gosh, to be with a dude who can make yummy food and coffee? Stop. My beating heart, jeez. That's the dream. Especially for a woman like Neve, who I imagine doesn't do a lot of her own cooking. She seems like the kind of takeout kind of woman, right? Like the detective stereotype, right? Or they just eat a bunch of takeout. That seems like what she would do.
We get anything out of that Venatori prisoner yet?
Nothing useful.
Elganon failed. He had to sacrifice your people instead. He doesn't care about you.
Our blood gives rise to a greater power.
You're a pawn.
Yeah.
You mean nothing to the gods.
Sacrifice is the greatest reward.
No, it's not. What? No, that actually doesn't make any sense. These people gotta be brainwashed or like utterly desperate, you know what I mean?
I've sent a team to investigate.
I guess there's things like you always think it's crazy, but like you watch like, you know, videos about like cult deprogrammers and stuff.
I hope that archdemon isn't hanging around Arlethan.
Oh, this Arlethan, please. But like cult deprogrammers are like one of the biggest things people don't realize is that it could be they can get anybody. Like it's not just like the desperate or the poor. Like sometimes the people who are in cults are like doctors and lawyers. You know what I mean? Like anybody can get got. Like you can't think that you're above it. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. I cannot walk through Arlethan. It hurts me. It pains me. I guess I could probably fast travel closer. I worry that I'm gonna like fast travel on top of it and it'll start, but that's kind of not how it works. They make you you have to go into the thing and select it, which I do like. I like that, you know, if you get too close, it doesn't just like trigger.
Hi, hey.
What? Yeah, I know. We've been here. All right, we have to stop her brother from being the anchor to sacrifice the entirety of Arlethan. Apparently. I don't know what he's gonna do. Can we save her brother? I think he's savable. Harding, we just talked about Solas and stuff. Nobody's beyond saving. Ooh. I might have to think about that.
Do you feel that?
It's like something's tugging at my whole body.
Ritual's already started. We don't have much time.
I'm sorry, Bellara, for what it's worth.
I guess I thought maybe he'd listened, even if it took him a bit. But he didn't. Let's go stop my brother.
This is having parallels. Solas and Veilguard maybe a little bit, and the Inquisitor and Solas, you know.
Well, well. Statues of wolves. Made from gold, no less.
Probably Solas' monument to himself.
Oh,
that sounds like him.
No, it doesn't at all. We just had this really great talk with him. And everything we've learned, Solas did not want to be the Dread Wolf. Like, he didn't want this. People made him into it, you know? And maybe, although there's pictures of him when he was young before Dread Wolf, when he was just maybe Fenharal, or I don't know, because Fenharal is Dread Wolf. When he was Mythal's lackey, maybe then he started to get like sort of a puffed up sense of himself a little bit. Not even puffed up, but maybe he did feel pride in what he was, you know, and what he had become. But it seems like mostly he was just very nervous to become corporeal and then did not have a good time after that, like consistently, you know what I mean? Don't mind me.
Just imagine. Tens of thousands of elves used to walk these streets.
Would have been a sight to see.
The seat of the Elvenon Empire.
So glad.
Until it was all destroyed by Tevinter Magisters and their blood magic.
No. What? I mean, it was later, but well, no. It was destroyed by Solas. And by the Engineers, I think in general, they were wreaking havoc. And then Solas finished everything off. And then Tevinter came in and like really messed everybody up because they were weakened. But by the way, Elf Squad, I mean, I kind of knew it. That's why I brought them, obviously. But like, it's Bellara's quest anyway. And I figured Davern had things to say. But it's fun to be walking this with the three of us. And that all three of us understand, right? Like culturally how significant it is to walk through these halls for us. Also, I cannot see anything in the dark. which is probably the point, but like, there's explosives in there. Can I not get in there? Maybe this is a similar thing to what Andrel did, where she attached herself to, like, attached her servants, her slaves' souls to, like, wards to power her.
So what is that feeling?
Power?
The tearing apart one?
That'd be it.
It's you being, well, torn apart. Just really slowly.
We shouldn't.
Oh, right.
Maybe we shouldn't be here. Like, I know we need to be. Oh, it's an Olympian. Like, we need to be here, but also, like, maybe we shouldn't be here. Field notes of first days. A page torn with malice from a bestiary. Tread softly on new legs, breathe quietly this new air. We are not the only beings that seek what we once were. That makes sense, right? Field notes from the first days of being corporeal, forced to be corporeal. Oh, okay. This was the wolf one that I was seeing before. I'm just not used to seeing it like this. Or right from the front, you're like, what is that? Ah, I knew there'd be stuff. June's mirror. Bellara, Irlin and I pored over all the collected evidence, and we can quite confidently say that the symbol carved into the lyrium fragment is that of June's, though a very early version of it. It makes sense for the avianeers known as the Crafter to have created the first Alluvian, and what you found does seem to indicate that he used a single lyrium crystal, split perfectly in two, each piece resonating with its counterpart to link the mirrors. Your ambition is admirable, but I don't think we should attempt to build an Alluvian from scratch at this very moment. This fragment you found feels different from the lyrium we know. Something to do with its age, perhaps? Or perhaps it was enchanted by June in some way. Hard to say. We will discuss this further on your return. Shark's like, please don't blow yourself up. Or me. Or anybody else. Oh. Like, surely other people have, you know, well, the Alluvians have really only come into prominence in the last, like, 10 years. So I was like, surely other people have figured it out. Maybe they have. And they tried. And they failed. You know what I mean?
Okay. I was expecting a bridge here.
That never stopped us before.
Do you see those lyrium reserves by that opening? There should be matching anchors on our side. Let's try linking them.
Let's give it a try.
Yes, I know. We at this point we're like at least 80% of the way through the game. I do know how these work. I think we've seen golden Fenrirel statues before. Maybe they're mostly in stone, but like maybe this place is extra significant in some way to Solas himself. Or to the people who admired him. Ooh. You think Solas will pop out for this?
These ruins aren't really ruins. They're still intact.
Wild magic is like wild weather. It can flatten the building next door and leave you completely untouched. That's what makes it dangerous. It's unpredictable.
This is some of the more impressive ruins that we've seen. Oh, we're at the center of what's been like the aurora effect going on. Oh. Is there a person over there in that? Well.
Okay, the feeling's strongest here.
Maybe it's being caused by that crystal over there.
I think you're right. Let's check it out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. Ay. Alright, where's this chest, though? Ooh. Orbs. Alright, well, chest later then. Or maybe not at all.
Okay. The feeling's strongest here. That hum means this thing is amplifying the magic, sending the ritual over a wider area. Destroying this will buy us time. Or it should.
When we get to the center of this ritual, Bellara, I only see one way this ends.
Right. Doesn't look like Cyrian's changing his mind.
We gave him a chance. He didn't take it. Now we save everyone else. We need to get moving.
Right, okay. Be ready. This is gonna attract some
I
attention.
should have picked the positive one. I was trying to not be super duper positive necessarily. Dude. Okay, we'll run back real fast. Because I just talked about how it's like, oh, we're trying to save people. Like, we just talked with Hardin, we talked with the Inquisitor, like, at the end, it's like, yeah, I don't want to just be, like, totally squishy about things all the time, but, you know, sometimes it's a video game, and I want, you know, I want everyone to be saved, you know? Sue me. At least everybody that can, you know? And maybe it wouldn't change, maybe she would be able to save him, or not, regardless of whatever choice I make, but I'm not gonna be the one to be a Debbie Downer on all of it.
Wow.
Let's see what this does.
Look, Bellara.
What?
There's only one way this ends.
Oh, okay.
Right. We kill my brother.
I wish the story could end any other way.
But it can't. And that's on him.
We need to get moving.
Right, okay. Be ready. This is gonna attract some attention.
Okay. Gosh dang it, I'm not invested enough to
Here
keep
comes
going.
the first wave!
For a Morn Watch, listen, my sister said that when she committed to a relationship with Lucanis, he would at least say cute things during combat.
Here they come.
That's the last one.
I don't see a way out of this room.
So we're trapped?
It's up here.
Temporarily. Let's disable this crystal and see what happens
We
next.
can go out that way. Maybe I should just run up this way really fast? Yeah. I mean, I guess I could take it now and... Mystery substance. From a scroll found in the ruins, translated from Elven by Bellara. Atrahal returned today with the rest of the expedition. Most of the spores were the usual gigas and filth, but one item caught my attention, a substance collected in one of his specimen vials. It had the consistency of blood, yet glowed yellow with an inner light. I found myself drawn to it. There is power there, I have no doubt. Power that Atrahal is far too witness to see. But the power is the sort which I have no familiarity. It is cold, for one. Ice swarms on the vial's sides, even in the warmth of the afternoon sun. Yet there is more to it than a simple chill. I cast several spells on the substance to ascertain its nature, for once I removed it from Atrahal's possession, an easy task with one as dull as he. But the magic simply vanished as if consumed. When brought near any active magical ward, unless said ward had been cast with tremendous power, it sputtered and disappeared. The magic that devours all others would be a powerful weapon. If I could channel and mesh that energy, no longer would I need to hide. I could strike back against the ebbing mirror, spring low those arrogant fools, and claim what is rightfully mine. The word devours shows up elsewhere too, very specifically that word. Okay, so Anaris is probably, and Atrahal is another one of the forbidden ones, maybe? Oh, just like actual valuable items. Oh no! I wasn't sure if that would work. Mid-flight. Glad we could disrupt, you know.
The feeling's power's almost gone.
Powerful magic.
Does that mean we stop the ritual?
No, it's still going, but we slowed it down and bought ourselves a little time.
Then let's use that time well.
We are like just in a place that's like tearing us apart slowly. Like I feel like who's gonna be like, yeah, that's a good idea. You know what I mean? Nice. Good, because this kept saying that the chest was beneath me, and I was like, so how am I supposed to get under there? Oh, nice, for Hardy.
Damn. Demons.
Well, I expected demons.
Let's deal with them and keep moving.
We're finally getting to the bottom of this, though. This strange magic that's like everything's been centered around.
I understand the demon army, but what's Anaris really planning?
I don't know. He seemed pretty focused on his current form. He can't do much without a physical body, so best guess, he's going for one of those. After that, not sure. But I don't think it'll be anything good.
He's gonna want to get back at Elgarnon, for sure. Portal magic. I had to take my hair out of the thing because the axe is too heavy after a while, which is fine. I don't think it's meant to be for all day use necessarily.
Is it just me, or is that tingling sensation starting to get a lot stronger?
Yeah, I don't
My
like
atoms
this.
are coming apart.
The magic's starting to change our own resonance, align it to the rituals.
And that means
that we'd better hurry.
I can't believe she brought us here and was like, oh yeah, by the way, it's slowly tearing you apart. You know what I mean? Like, why? Like, why couldn't you tell me? Oh, spooky, actually. Having all those people back there, I didn't even realize they were there. Ooh.
I wonder if there's something on the other wall we could aim the beam at.
Yeah.
The wall opposite the door, I mean.
Aim what beam? I don't have access to a beam. Like, I realize I need to use beams, but like...
Oh, okay, it's not just about linking two anchors. You need to link the right two anchors.
Oh.
Okay, got it.
So I could hook all these up and then have them be incorrect. Cool. Okay. I looked up a walkthrough because I was like, I don't know. And if I aim it behind me, that's how it opens up the stairs I need to get across. Because I was like, I don't know how to get across. I don't know how to, and I don't know, apparently I had them lined up wrong. The beams turned green, which I couldn't tell that they had turned green. I think they're always kind of green. I don't know.
I don't like this place. It's creepy.
Yeah.
How so?
Arlathan usually feels like, well, like it's sleeping. But this place feels dead. Like someone wanted it wiped clean.
The deep roads feel that way sometimes.
Ooh, interesting. Because the Anaris wiped clean much of the deep roads in an effort to eradicate the Titans. Well, at least destroy them. And then harvest their dead bodies. You know. Like you do. Okay. I was like, what? I see.
Right. That did it. Come on. They should be right ahead.
That feels very ominous. The way it faded to shadow. Solas, can I get some help with, like, another entity that wishes it was a god? I have to drop down? I don't wanna. Ooh, that's definitely spooky.
They're right through here. Cyrian and Anaris. Time to stop them, no matter what.
I mean, maybe we can save him?
Okay. Let's do this.
My eyes are starting to get dry. This is a bad time.
Well, well, the little lost land.
Oh.
Are you here to join your brother at my side?
Bellara! I told you to stay away!
I can't, Cyrian. Not when it comes to you.
Why couldn't you listen to me?
Would you have stayed away if you were her?
You made this happen, Cyrian.
Well, Anaris did.
Damn it, Bellara.
Come now. They cannot halt my moment of triumph. Soon they shall witness my beneficence.
He's a sick design.
As well as my wrath. Now, I shall make your people pure. Now I shall become flesh. Finish the ritual, Cyrian. Let me deliver you to salvation.
So he couldn't do it himself. He needed a corporeal person.
Something's wrong. This is not...
Ooh. Excuse me?
I wasn't sure that was gonna work.
Cyrian?
This whole time?
Is that...
What he was joshing us? He is handsome.
Hi, Shaman. It's me.
Okay, his eyes are not red. So that's good. I think it might be this light is actually killing me. Okay, it's gonna be a little dimmer maybe, but I had to turn it down. that was too much. So he was yeah, he was undercover. I don't know. He was like trying to like take Anaris down. Or maybe after what she said. Maybe it was after what she said.
Okay, didn't see that coming, but that was good.
Anaris was so confident in his grasp. Never checked the ritual himself. So I did what I could to disrupt it. And hopefully send him back to wherever he came from.
But why'd you do it, Cyrian?
I followed your heart. Like I said, it's a good heart. And I didn't want to disappoint you. Not
Unless
again.
he's possessed him.
Right. I get
Has
it.
he possessed him?
We should get going. The energy concentration.
Betrayed again. How tragic.
No!
How I've missed the smell. The taste of this
How did he become?
Once I dispose of you and finish my
How did he do that?
I will have succor in this storm.
You took away my brother. I'm gonna make you wish you were still a spirit.
Then come, puling wasters, and face me!
So did he kill Cyrian? Also, Anaris looks way too sick to only be like a mini boss. You know what I mean? Like it just makes me sad. Oh, he's resistant to fire. Sick. Like he looks like an end boss of some sort. Like he looks so cool. No way Cyrian just died from that though. I mean, I know in real life that would probably kill you, but like maybe not. Oh, you see all the faces around? That's spooky.
Submit, fool! Bow your head to me!
Immune?
Look, we need to break the crystals, or else we can't hurt him.
Working on it.
I am.
Will kneel! Your brother was a fool.
You don't know anything about my
Surely.
brother.
He was weak, and he suffered for that weakness.
Shut up!
I don't know, it feels kind of cheap.
Ready for follow-up?
It feels kind of cheap if he just died like that, but I guess fitting, sort of.
You would have made an excellent servant.
No, she would have made an even worse servant.
I would never help you!
Oh, did the faces all go away? I was gonna take a second to look at them. I think we've blown out the structure, essentially.
What? Impossible!
Whoa.
I think he's vulnerable. Take him down.
Yeah, well...
He's weak.
I was gonna look at the surroundings, because they're cool.
We can do this!
No, he's not doing it again. No! Where did he go? Oh.
I will not go back! You will not send me! I must escape! It's I!
Who's I?
Cyrian!
I saw blinking.
Is it all?
He's alive.
Did we win?
We beat him.
For now.
Sent him back to the Fate. Now hush. We need to get you out of here.
No. Not this
Yeah,
time.
he's dying.
I had my second chance. I don't get a third.
I can't lose you again, Cyrian. Please.
I'm sorry for Shiva. For everything. Rook. Thank you. For helping Bellara. For helping me.
I wish it hadn't ended like this.
I made these choices. No one else. Bellara? One last...
The hand is shaking.
What is it?
Can you stay with me? Until it's light?
Yeah. Of course.
Well, that was mean. To then pop me back out here, you know? It's like, oh, yep, it was really sad. Anyway, back into the sunshine. That was just, the thing is, it's like, that sounds like something that a little brother would say, you know? Like a little sibling would say when they're scared at night. Can you stay with me? And that's the vibe I got from that, right? The extra just digs the knife in right for her, where, you know, hopefully he goes to like a place, you know, a light, you know, follow the light or whatever, you know, but I think it has that double meaning at least, you know, of like an older sibling trying to, you know, help their little sibling. I don't know, that felt, I mean, kind of rushed, but kind of mean, where it was just like, oh yeah, like, oh no, we think we might have to kill him, or at least have a choice, you know, to kill him or to save him. And then it's like, oh, you actually, like, you got through to him, like, he chose for himself to destroy Anaris, but then somehow Anaris still came back, like, how? And, like, I wanted to hear more from her brother, from Cyrian, like, what happened, like, last time he got, like, booped away, you know, like, how did he find Anaris? How did Anaris find him? Like, what has he been doing all this time, you know, like, how did this happen? Like, you know, and instead we didn't get any answers at all, really. And apparently I think Anaris needed a corporeal form like the Evuneris did in order to, like, be more powerful or something, be the best of physical and spirit, and, like, that's what he wanted. And then his form was sort of physical, but he was still weak just now, which is how we were able to defeat him, because basically he's basically a god. And so, it's kind of wild. But even Solas needed help when he first woke up, you know? he still needed help after like 2 years of being awake. That's why he took Mythal's power, you know? Anyway, that's tragic, and we're going to go back to the house. Because I would need to talk to somebody, like, and have to lose your brother twice, like, that's excruciating. Like, you thought you lost him, and it was, like, hard, and you were alone, and then you had to hold him. I don't know, maybe it's better, right, to, like, instead of just having him be gone and no body and nothing, like, to mourn just an idea of a person, you actually got to, like, hold them in your arms and, like, watch their life slip away, which sounds harder, but, like, at the same time, more closure. And they didn't even, like, I don't know, she thought she got him back, and then it was bad, and it was, you know what I mean? Like, that's, I feel like we could have sat with that a little longer, honestly, but...
Hi.
What are you reading?
Cyrian's last words. Veil jumpers had them. He must have known it was the end, one way or another.
Right. I don't know what to say here.
Yeah.
Me neither. I don't know if anyone does. He and I, we had plans together. Find the archive, the Nodus Thalin. Get back what made us who we were, what was stolen from us. But now, Cyrian's gone. Because of what that thing knew, what it told him. And maybe it should be gone too.
The Nodus Thalin or the archive? Or are you thinking the archive, that he found the archive and was like... And it like... told him how to bring Anaris back, maybe? Because it was made by him and was like imbued with a tiny bit of him? And this is that whole thing of like, ooh, all knowledge is, you know, sacred, you know, we should protect all knowledge. But it's like, is some of it too dangerous to be around? And who gets to decide what's dangerous and what isn't? You know, you go into all that.
Forget about our people for a minute. What do you want to do?
I don't know. I wish I did. Our people shaped the world. We don't even know a quarter of what they could do, or did. With the archive, we could be that again.
So you think we should keep it?
But what about the bad side? The other things we did? We stole the dwarves' dreams, put their gods to sleep. And much, much worse.
Good point.
There's no easy answer. Everything they could be again, our people's future, on my shoulders.
I mean, I don't think it's necessary. I think this is something that should go to, like, a council, you know? It shouldn't just be Bellara's decision.
Maybe that's true, but you can't take it all on yourself. It'll paralyze you.
It already has. I don't want to choose wrong. Make a bad call.
Sometimes the only wrong choice is not choosing at all.
Then tell me, Rook.
That's a good one.
What would you do?
I mean, I think as a Mournwatch person, and as a Dalish elf, like, the idea of knowledge being lost is horrific. You know, like, that idea, like, a knowledge holding the elves back just because somebody could do wrong with it. I don't know if that's fair, but also, like, there's definitely going to be somebody who would do something bad with the knowledge. But that's like any knowledge, you know? Any knowledge. But the elves had such powerful magic. Even the regular elves were very powerful, you know? Like, compared to even how they are now. I just can't. It's like you can try to, I don't know. The idea of smothering so much knowledge, it hurts me, even without the, like, asterisk of, but things could go bad, you know? And Mythal did say, though, that what the elves are now are so much more in some ways than what they were before. Like, we live in this world in a way that the older elves, the original elves, could not fathom, you know? But if we combine the old knowledge with new knowledge, I mean, the elves could, I mean, it won't make a difference in the game, but, like, the elves could be that again. They could make a home again, potentially, you know, where they would be safe. I think, I can't, yeah, this is maybe a bad decision, because it could backfire spectacularly, or even if some terrible people would have Tevinter Blood Mages got a hold of it, you know, but I align more with Morrigan, where, like, even if it's dangerous, I think it should still be kept.
What we were is important. It's worth the risk. The elves deserve to know more about who they were. Keep the archive.
And you can't...
I think you're right. We'll keep the archive. That connection to our past.
Yeah.
It's what Cyrian and I were looking for.
Now you found it.
Right. And I found him too. For a little while.
This is so sad.
That has to be enough.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah. I think so. I think I'm ready to say goodbye. For real, this time. But I need some time. Alone. I'll talk to you later, Rook.
Everyone mourns differently. I would know. Like, my character would know, you know? Also, I think you can't, try to shove the bad things we did under the rug, or that our people did under the rug, you know? Like, we have to learn from the mistakes and from the good, you know? If you forget the terrible things that were done, it doesn't negate them from having happened, but it makes it... something's off balance there, right? Like, if you don't remember the terrible... It's like the World War II, right? Like, Nazi Germany. Like, the Holocaust. Like, you can't not teach that because it makes you sad. Or the Trail of Tears, you know? It's like... the slavery, you know? Like, you have to teach these things and how horrible they were so that people going forward know and they remember even a fragment. Like, the events won't die, and the people who suffer will never be forgotten as long as the memory is kept alive. Even if in a vague sense, even if we can't remember all the names of all the slaves or everyone who died on the Trail of Tears, you know? But their memory is kept alive by remembering what they went through. You know, you don't have to wallow in it. You know, you don't, like, there's no, like, you don't, yeah, I don't know, that, like, white guilt thing, or, like, I don't know if I'm using that correctly, but, like, you don't have to be like, oh, my people were so terrible in the past, you know what I mean? Like, all the time. It's like, yes, terrible things happened. Let's not do that again, you know what I mean? Like, see how it happened? Let's not do that, you know? That's my opinion. Bellara tries to keep the archive and uses ancient knowledge. She has overcome her self-doubt. She attuned to the advanced magic of the Elven Empire. Bellara's healing draws an energy, draining the strength of those nearby. That's cool. She has the Archivist Mail, a light but surprisingly durable armor set. Its construction was only made possible with techniques newly discovered in the archive. Yeah, I think the Elven people will thrive with the old knowledge, right? And what they've gained now, like living in this world, they'll be able to figure out what works, what doesn't, you know? It will be a renaissance of sorts, is the hope, right? Oh, she got oh my gosh, this is straight up what they wore. This was the armor I was thinking of, I was envisioning, when I was like, I want ancient elven armor, specifically ancient elven armor. This is what I was picturing from Inquisition. This is straight up from Inquisition. This is basically what Solas was wearing, and it is kind of what Solas is wearing currently. It's just like, he has more layers now, I think, on it. But, like, the thigh, I recognize the thigh pieces, specifically. It's like, wow! But she still has her own style on it, yeah. And, like, the like, shoulder pieces. Her bow is so sick. Yeah, this is sick armor. What does it even do? Okay. So cool. Her other stuff's more baggy. Oh, did I didn't level her up maybe before we did all that? Cyrian's farewell note. Siobhan, I'm leaving this letter with the Veil Jumpers in hopes it finds its way to you. It took me a while, but I'm trusting your heart. I'm stopping Anaris no matter what it takes. He can't do his ritual while he's still a spirit, so he's asking me to do it. I think I can invert the effects so it ends up blasting Anaris into a part of the Fade he'll never come back from. So he's still around. Like, he's technically, like, his spirit is still around. You and I looked for the Nodister Fallen for so long, all those journeys deep into the forest, all those missed opportunities and dead ends. I'd almost given up. When I found Anaris, I thought I'd been blessed to find not just a spirit, but someone who'd been alive back then, someone who wasn't a god, but a person. Then he showed me just what it meant to be an elf, the beauty and the horror. He turned our people into demons, soldiers for his army. There was no turning away from it then. He showed me the truth. And that truth is that the Archive is dangerous. Anaris' ritual uses just a fraction of the power it wields, the things it knows, but it can be used for good, too, if you decide to keep it. The choice is yours. It has to be yours because your heart is a good heart. So trust it. I love you, Bellara, and I'm proud to be your brother. Properties of dissolution. Trying to write these notes down while I still remember them, also helpful with distraction from everything that happened with Cyrian. Felt like our bodies were being pulled apart while we were in the ritual's area. Slowly enough that we're all still here, completely here. I asked everyone just to be sure. So what was the ritual doing? Turning people into demons, or turning them into large enough concentrations of magic to summon demons? Not really any way to tell without lengthy research and experiments. Given the outcome, it feels like some things are just left undiscovered. Worse than blood magic. Much worse. It almost seems like blood magic, really. Maybe soul magic is a better way to put it. Molecular magic. It was like pulling us apart. Which would be a horrific thing to slowly feel your atoms being pulled apart. Blah. Oh my gosh, I think the Veil Jumpers are like 30 away from getting into level 3. I'm sure I'll get more quests with them. But I don't think they had anything in the level, like, in the rank 4 that I wanted. I checked, and so far this says I still can't do it. But I may have mentioned this. Maybe the Lair of the Dragon King will open it up. I don't know. I'm going to do Davrins because time is running short drastically. I probably have like one more episode left in me at this point before I have to go back to work, and I'd like to do Davrins, which will also maybe put me up in the Grey Waters, which is good. Anyway, I'm fading. But I feel bad I keep doing Davrins at the end and being like, I can't see anything. But anyway, thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. Really quick, I'm going to say thank you to my patrons. I want to say thank you to all my patrons, starting out with my Acorn tier patrons. Thank you so much, Fane, for your support, and thank you so much, Leof, for your support. If I say that wrong, I'm so sorry. I want to give an extra special shout out to my Sapling tier patrons. Thank you so much, Reese Galito, for your support. I very much appreciate it, and I still appreciate the blanket. Thank you. And I really want to say thank you to my other supporter, Sebastian James, my old friend. Thank you so much for your support. I very much appreciate you as well. And I want to give an extra special shout out to my Forest tier patrons who have gone above and beyond in their support of me in the channel and who I truly cannot thank enough. So thank you so much, Christopher, as always, for your support. I treasure it a lot. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Nightshade, for joining the crew up there in the forest. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. So thank you all again for joining me and for being on Patreon and watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.